guys, for today's video, I want to share with you 3 different ways to meditate for absolute beginners. When it comes to meditation, you've probably heard of the benefits. There are scientific ones. People say that it's transformed their life. In just a minute, I'll tell you a story of how it changed my life. But if you've never tried it, it sounds overwhelming. Like, what do? Do you just sit in a corner and hum for an hour? And how is that supposed to make your life any better? Especially if you're stressed or overworked or having family drama or relationship drama. For me, meditation really changed my life. If you remember some of the times I've spoken about my acne when it was at its worst, I would have panic attacks in cars while driving because I thought someone else was looking at me. And I would freeze up and I felt like I was gonna die and I couldn't move. I could not operate a moving vehicle. I went through some events when I was in my teenage years. Some people know that I had a brief period where I literally ran away from home and all of my problems. I have a history of assault and a couple of other things in my life that I don't really like to talk about, but for many years really haunted and ate away at me. And I had issues with hurting myself. I had issues with judging myself. And a lot of these issues, the only way I knew how to manage them and regulate my emotions was by finding ways to cope that were not so healthy for me. And a lot of that was negative back talk. A lot of that was stress. And meditation really changed my life, and I think it changed my skin too because it gave me a new way of thinking. It's literally just this practice that has been around for so many thousands of years that is now being scientifically proven to actually have brain benefits. We know that acne is related to stress. Stress has a direct impact on our hormones, and our hormones have a direct impact on our acne, and that has been shown and proven and linked time and time again. And if you're suffering from acne, or if you're just having a really hard time at work, if you're having a really toxic friendship or relationship or family type of dynamic and you don't know how to deal with it, or if you're dealing with something that just makes your heart beat, makes your face flush, and makes you feel really angry, that gives you this anxiety where you kind of can't move forward with your life, meditation might be something you want to look into because it has helped me in such profound ways and it has helped other people as well. But like I said, if you've never tried meditating before, it can seem really overwhelming. Like, I'm not gonna go sit and hum in the backyard while like staring at a candle or a leaf. What? So because it can feel so approachable, I wanted to share with you 3 different methods of meditation. And you can actually give these a try to see if they do enhance or improve your life like they have mine. And again, I will talk a little bit about science at the end of this video, but meditation has been shown to help you learn quicker, to improve memory. It's been shown to help you regulate emotion, to be more compassionate, to be a more effective communicator, and it actually changes your neuroplasticity, meaning the structure of your brain. But it's been amazing for me on just a personal level, and I want to share that with you. Now, this first type of meditation is called mindfulness meditation, and I think that this was the easiest for me when I was just beginning and didn't know what to do. It's the idea that wherever you are, you choose to sit down and you want to pick out 5 different things that you can see. Just look around you and observe. Can you see the clouds overhead, or can you see the ceiling? Can you see your own feet or your hands? What does the ground look like that you're sitting on? Next, pick out 4 different things that you can hear. Can you hear the wind rustling through the trees, somebody speaking nearby, or even a creek and its water? Then pick out 3 different things that you can feel. Can you feel the wind? Is there a hair on your cheek? What about the ground, the mat, or the seat that you're sitting on? Pick out 2 different things that you can smell. Can you smell the crispness of the air, or maybe a campfire, or any roses or flowers nearby? Pick out 1 thing that you can taste. Can you taste the dryness or even the moisture in the air, or maybe something from what you had for lunch? This is a really simple meditation that just helps you be mindful of what's going on around you. And especially if you're at work or if you're in the middle of a toxic family situation or something really stressful, this is great because you can literally just step outside or go to a bathroom and go through this exercise. And it really helps to just focus your mind, get all of the emotion out of the picture, and help you hit reset for just a quick second. And especially for absolute beginners, it's one of the easiest things to do because you just go through that mental list. The person who actually taught me about this type of meditation is Sadia. She has a blog on YouTube called Pick Up Limes, and her video changed my life. It literally changed my life. And I'll link you to her video as well if you want to check it out. But this mindfulness meditation is a common practice that people do. And for me, I have found it to be such a great way to either relax or de-stress or to manage whatever stressful situation that I'm in. The next type of meditation is a focused meditation. And let's be honest, our lives are really unfocused. This idea, and the person who taught me this was actually in a YouTube video from TEDx. He was a monk who was talking about distractibility and medication and diagnosis for ADHD. He made this point that we practice being distracted 16 hours a day. Like, have you ever been taught to focus or to concentrate? But our phones are going off, we have people barging into our office for meetings, we have kids or family members or siblings who are constantly trying to get our attention. And no wonder kids are growing up and being diagnosed with ADHD left and right, because we're taught how to be distracted. And so he gives this example as well as some really amazing wisdom from his trainings as a monk. And this idea of attention meditation also lets you choose a mantra or an affirmation or basically a word or a quote that you really like. And it's this idea that you want to take this word, this phrase, or this quote and just kind of put it in the middle of your head. Close your eyes and just keep repeating this over and over. And guess what? Your mind is going to drift. Think of it as like a ball of light. You have it right here on your thought. Your concentration on this thought of, I am beautiful regardless of what my skin looks like, or I am capable of handling every situation, or life happens for me, not to me. But guess what? That ball of attention is going to fade. After just a little while, it's going to drift over here to family drama. You have to bring it back. Tell yourself that family drama can wait. I'm going to bring it back to my quote, to my word that I'm going to focus on. And guess what? It's going to try to drift over here to a work deadline or a homework deadline. And you have to bring that ball of attention back and you have to say, you know what? We're going to focus on this right now. I'll deal with that later. And guess what? It's gonna try to go over here again and focus on that really awkward thing that you did that one time in second grade. And you have to just bring it right back here. And for a certain amount of time, set a timer on your phone. No matter how many times your attention drifts, bring it back to that thought, that word, that quote, that affirmation, or that mantra. And this is really helpful because not only does it help you perpetuate something good in your head instead of constantly judging yourself, telling yourself that you're ugly or unworthy or incapable, instead it says something positive. Not only is that helpful to boosting your self-esteem and your confidence, but it also helps you concentrate and focus. And over time, it actually helps you to maintain more concentration, which can help you get more tasks done, stay more focused in your life. But it also kind of drowns out these other things that are going on. And it acknowledges that these other things exist, but they can take a moment and a step back because right now, this time is for you. I will link you to his TED Talk, which I found really, really helpful. The last type of meditation I want to share with you is observation meditation. And it's this idea of don't try to control your thoughts, just let them happen, but observe them instead of being in them. Think about it this way, when we have a thought, we usually have an emotion. Sometimes it's even visceral. If I think about that one time that I made a mistake when I was speaking publicly or said something incorrectly, I might kind of go like, ugh. Or if I think about a part of a relationship that made me really unhappy or bitter or resentful, I might actually feel a little bit angry and a little bit tense. And unfortunately, a lot of our thoughts have those impacts on us. That's why for me, some of my past trauma has been so hard for me to deal with for so many years because whenever I thought about it, it was like reliving that experience. And it's like, it's one thing to go through an assault or to go through an issue or to go through a period of time where you hurt yourself. But then it's another thing to have to constantly relive that moment that you were hurt or that you hurt yourself over and over and over again, especially if you feel it like it's the first time every single time you think about it. Like, that's not a fun thing to do. But this type of meditation basically says, sit down, close your eyes or keep them open, but let the thoughts pass and take yourself out of it. just the way that a person would sit on a park bench and watch life go by. Watch the woman who walks her dog, watch the kids playing on the playground, watch the leaves fall from the tree. You're not emotionally responding to the person walking her dog, going to ask if you can pet it, even though if you're me, you probably would. You're not going to play with the children. You're not going over to that dude who's jogging and start jogging next to him. You don't go over there and pick up the leaves. You just sit back and you watch. And it's this idea that sit on the park bench in your mind and watch the thoughts, whatever they are. Whether it's work thoughts, whether it's interesting thoughts about science, whether it's what you're gonna eat for dinner, or whether it's something a little bit more uncomfortable, such as the way you feel about your skin or your body today, or what happened last week, or even happy thoughts like your goals for the future, or what's gonna happen next week that you're excited about. Don't react to those things. Simply sit back and observe them and say, these are just thoughts. That's all they are. They are not me, and I do not need to respond to them right now. And for a specific amount of time, you just kind of observe, and you can see them from a different perspective, which is really, really beautiful and really insightful. Because a lot of times when I do this type of meditation, I see connections or patterns or things that I wouldn't notice if I'm emotionally knee-deep in them. The YouTube person who taught me about this technique is Doughty. He talks a lot about like metaphysical stuff, and his video was really helpful for me. So if you want to check it out or try this type of meditation, I'll link it to you. But regardless of which one it is, pick one of these three. Give yourself 15 minutes, 10 minutes, and decide to start doing them. It's a really easy way to get started, and it doesn't have to be overwhelming. And if you're like me and you want to see the science, you don't want to just hear about what monks have been doing for 3,000 years, you want to know the science, I will link you to some below. There's a study from a Harvard professor that actually shows that meditation has changed the structure of people's brains, their neuroplasticity. There is another study that showed that for people who meditated just 30 minutes a day for 8 weeks, actually had changes in the gray matter of their brain. There are other studies that have shown that meditation can actually change the brain structure of things like your cerebellum, of your hippocampus, of your posterior cingulate cortex. These are all areas and different structures within your brain that are linked to things like compassion, emotional regulation, stress regulation, memory, the ability to learn and retain new things. And if it's been proven by science that our brains can change through meditation, plus people have seen benefits for so many years, if it's something you haven't tried, maybe it's worth giving a go. But I hope this video gives you 3 approachable ways to do so. And you can come back to this video to remind yourself of the different ways to meditate, and you can try out all 3 and see which ones or which combination of meditations you like best. If you're on the YouTube app, you can actually hit the little plus sign and you can actually create a playlist. Create one right now and just title it Meditation or A Better Me. Add this video to that playlist. Add Erin's video, add Sadia's video, and add the TEDx video. And you can kind of use that as like a little guide, a little playlist that you can come back to when you need a little bit of de-stressing or when you want to practice this technique. And pick one day this week, put it on your calendar that you're going to decide to come on over to this playlist, watch these videos, and put at least one of these techniques into practice. One of these. Meditation, Cassandra. Focus. I love you so much, and it's really a pleasure to be able to share something like this that has changed my life so much. It's also nice to be here with no makeup and my curly hair and my t-shirt that says which is like, is like the thing where you actually sit and hum. We can talk about that in a future video if you want, but this shirt does give proceeds to charity if you decide that you want to get yourself an organic recycled bamboo shirt. But either way, it's a pleasure to have you here. I hope you liked this video, even though it's a little bit different than what I normally do. And yeah, I post new videos about acne, about skincare, health, wellness, and life every Monday and every Thursday. And sometimes I forget, so it's like a Wednesday and a Friday. And sometimes I post a bonus video. So in order to see them, make sure that you hit subscribe and the ding dong bell button. They're both free, and it'll remind you like a little Instagram like notification that I posted some new content for you to watch, enjoy, and learn from. Post a comment down below if there's another type of meditation that I didn't cover that you like or that you want to know more about. And if you want to talk more about these topics or have any other health and wellness topics that you want to know the actual science behind, let me know and I can do a little digging and a little research. I love you to absolute pieces, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Love you guys. Bye.